Everybody, Jason Burmis here, and recently Boris Johnson was in a room full of children, right? The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, somebody who has gone very, very, very much along with this whole charade of Build Back Better and a Great Reset agenda. And he's in a room with a bunch of kids and this woman who's, speaking on behalf of the environment and our animal and especially our mammal populace that's not domesticated. We'll get to that in a moment. And Boris Johnson reveals how he really feels, okay? And if you think that somewhere down the line, activities that you've only seen in dystopian science fiction, comic books, television shows, and movies are not a possibility, hey, maybe you missed the last year and a half. Maybe you missed what's going on with them coming for your children in every single direction. I've been telling you that. And really the only heartening thing about this clip is that the children who are very young there seem totally disassociated from the whole thing. And there's one of them is up on a video call, but really none of them seem to be that interested. That being said, we all know that children's minds are very, very malleable. Okay, this is when you start picking up your beliefs of the world. And that's why they want your kids in so many directions. And especially on this Build Back Better green agenda, which is ultimately a track trace database medical martial law system of carbon control. You're bad. You're an ooey gooey human. You've done bad things, and you're poisoning the earth. You and your darn carbon. Okay? So during this, and I want to just show this, before I do my little pitch and all that other good stuff. During this thing, look at the look on her face. That's right after Boris Johnson literally says this quote, and it is a word for word. We could feed some of the humans to the animals, okay? And even, she realizes, okay, that's a bit too far. Probably should not have said that. But we're going to look at that. We're going to look at Boris Johnson starting to wear masks again because he's totally establishment. Build back better. Build back better. Build back better, right? And he sold the people out like so many others in the geopolitical arena, the vast majority of others. Okay? And, I do want to remind everybody that we're completely censored on YouTube. We've been fully demonetized now for almost 2 years. Okay? If I clean up my channel, I can reapply in December, almost a year and a half plus from when I tried to get my channel reviewed. Remember, it took over a year for them to even look and deny me. Remember, first they were just demonetizing everything. Then they started taking videos down. And then they took my channel away from me twice. And I don't know how I got it back, but I got it back. Okay? So please consider coming over to the Rockfin. I just pinned Shade the Motion Picture. I had Invisible Empire up there for a long time, and a lot of you guys responded well to that. But Shade the Motion Picture, really an important film that focuses on the fact that there is a predator class out there. Okay, we're going to talk about Prince Charles and his Marshall Plan for climate. And he brought this up last September, okay, really even before that, during these virtual Davos and other, I wouldn't even call them, hearings because they're not. And it's like a think tank glory hole fest of globalism, just like, oh yeah, we're going to tax the people. Oh, yeah, we're going to control them. Oh, they're not going to be able to eat certain things. Yeah, we're going to lock them down. Like, seriously, that's all it is. And now they get to do it from the comfort of their own home. He talks about a Marshall Plan for climate change, a military plan. All of it's happening in what to me is a very, very apparent transhumanist movement. And again, props to Tucker Carlson 2 nights ago, actually talked about, in passing, he needs to do more on it, transhumanist tech billionaires. And people like Boris Johnson are their minions. So at least go make the free account over at Rockfin. You want to support me, it's $9.99 a month, $99.99 for the entire year. A lot of you guys know we are trying to expand. We want to thank Odyssey for backing me up. The GoFundMe is down below. And still, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. That's how we get these videos out here. Look, I got 63,000 plus subscribers. There are 54 people watching me on YouTube right now. 54. Less than 1 in 1,000 subscribers is tuning in, and we're 6 minutes deep. Think about how bad the algorithm is for Jason Burmis, because they don't want you to see, you know, your supposed leaders, right? The leaders. Oh, he's just joking about feeding humans to animals at a press conference for children. Really? Yeah, okay. And again, now he's bending the knee. Oh, he's wearing the mask in Commons now. Lovely. Thank you, Boris. Thank you very much. And when I talk about this was September 2020, okay? And talking about, you know, Prince Charles, just a royal bloodline. Again, rule by bloodline in 2021. But he doesn't have any real power. Okay. And then again, Forbes thinks it's great. Yeah, we need to fight climate change. We all watched the Project Veritas video where you had one of the big-time CNN insiders talking about how they were going to move the goalpost from COVID to climate change. That will be the new focus. And it all integrates because, hey, we've devastated the animals. We're so bad as human beings. We'll just let the World Economic Forum put everything on a blockchain. We'll let them and Bill Gates, who's now the largest farmer in the United States, heavily invested in Monsanto. Prior to that, we cover that in Shade the Motion Picture, who partnered with Bayer. Remember Bayer? You know, and it's so weird because Bayer picked them up amongst big-time lawsuits that they're losing via cancer and Roundup, okay? I guess when you're a company that paid out millions after you infected a bunch of hemophiliacs, including children, with HIV, with shots of factor 8, I guess that's the company you go for, right? So again, if you don't think lions in the arena is a possibility, we're beyond parody, folks. Take a look at this clip. This is Boris Johnson. This is his contempt for human beings.
Some of the young people in this room will know the statistic that our planet, 97% of the mass of mammals on this planet is humans.
Now, I just want to stop right here. There's a lot of it. Now, you take a look. This kid doesn't care. Let's hold back row. Maybe this kid's paying attention. This kid's got his head behind here. You know, not much of a captive audience. Look at this one, front row, looking down. What the hell is it? What the hell are they talking about? Even the kid in the screen doesn't care much. Now, remember, she's saying that 97% of mammals that aren't domesticated. So again, all of our livestock, all of our horses, all of our dogs, all of our cats, none of them count. And I'm not trying to degrade wildlife, but if you've ever driven through the United States, right? And I'm sure in Europe, okay, and in the UK is small, right? But they're not counting any of those things either, and they're acting like there aren't rural areas, and there are. And on this planet, there are plenty of rural areas. So, you know, she's not even taking into account the ocean, but then for some reason she's going to say repopulate the ocean, okay? But again, it's all about making you feel bad for being a human being.
And our animals, our domestic animals, just 3% is left for the wild. So how
sad.
Do we start to rebalance it? And I think we certainly.
How do we start to rebalance it? And look at his face. How do we start to rebalance it? You know what? Maybe some of these unclean, you know, the dirty, not shot takers. Maybe we just feed them to the animals. You know, now he doesn't equate it with that. But when you're segregating society, and you got pseudo-intellectuals like Noam Chomsky saying, you know, we need to segregate society, and if they can't get food, that's really their problem. Well, you know, there's food for some, right, Boris?
It could start by rewilding our oceans. There's a lot of space to do that.
We could feed some of the human beings to the animals. Couldn't we? That would be.
We could have a vote later and ask if there's any candidates. But
any candidates? Oh, who's going to vote? to be fed to animals. Oh, we're going to vote on other people to be fed to animals. Oh, it's very cheeky of him. Now, I want you to think about this. Look at his long, we're going to go back and watch it. There's the rebalancing. Now watch his face. He stares off into the abyss and he thinks, you know what? I've been wanting to get rid of a lot of humans on behalf of my dark overlords in the predator class. Maybe feeding them to animals is the way to go.
Start to rebalance it, and I think we certainly could start by rewilding our oceans. There's a lot of
We
space
could feed
to
some
do
of the
that.
human beings to the animals.
Well-
That would, couldn't we? That would be.
We could have a vote later and ask if there's any candidates. But
So yeah, Prince Philip, who just passed, if you watch Shade the Motion Picture, and again, all my films are free. The playlist section has them all. Okay. You know, he talked about human beings in the 80s. I believe it's a quote from 1984. How fitting. That human beings have become like plague-like proportions. Let you know how they feel about you and your family. Step into it, guys. Now is the time to become the great resistance to this quote-unquote great reset agenda. It is not about left or right. It is always about right and wrong. I absolutely love you guys. And this was a short one, but I will see you on the flip side.